Lakehead University plans to break ground this summer on a new veterinary building. Good evening and thank you for joining us. LU officials released sketches of the facility today and also announced new timelines for the highly anticipated veterinary program. Lakehead is partnering with Guelph University to deliver the four-year course, and recruitment for the first cohort from Northern Ontario is moving forward. But because the new building will take 2 years to construct, students accepted in the fall of 2025 and 2026 will do all their schooling in Guelph. Justin Hardy reports.
There's a huge need for vets in Thunder Bay and in Northern Ontario.
Lakehead University will soon be putting out a request for proposals to construct the new training facility to be located in what's currently an old soccer field behind the Boralaskin building. The facility will house all kinds of animals that students will need to learn to treat, from household pets to horses, sheep, and cows.
It's a very high-tech building that will not only house the animals, but be available for the students to work with the animals. And we're also building in spaces we already have. We're repurposing them for some labs and classrooms for students and other student spaces.
University President Jillian Siddle says the new building would open in 2027, at which point they can start having the vet students complete their first 2 years at LU and then finish the four-year program at Guelph University. But it's a different situation for those enrolling in 2025 and 2026.
Students starting this fall, so very exciting, will do all 4 years at the University of Guelph, but they will still be part of this northern cohort, so they will still have opportunities for placements in the north.
Although there's no requirement for graduates to start their veterinary practice in the north, the LU program does require applicants to be from northwestern Ontario, and Siddle says they could be putting out 20 new vets a year into the region starting in 2029.
Many of us with pets know very well how dire the need is for vets here, and also the agri-food business is very reliant on vets. And at the moment in Thunder Bay, for example, there's only one vet clinic that can address those needs. So very, very important.
Applicants from the Thunder Bay, Rainy River, and Kenora districts are eligible for the program, as well as applicants from the districts of Algoma, Cochrane, Sudbury, Manitoulin, Temiskaming, Nipissing, and Parry Sound. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
A Thunder Bay murder trial is now underway at the city courthouse, but in a rare move, the judge has put a publication ban on all of the evidence until that portion of the trial is concluded. The fatal assault happened on January 26th of 2022 at a home on Bethune Street. City police found the body of 37-year-old Antoine Bouchard, and a little over 2 months later, 28-year-old Joshua David LeBlanc of Kingston was charged with second-degree murder. LeBlanc pleaded not guilty when the trial, by judge alone, began this morning. Along with the publication ban, witnesses are also barred from attending the courtroom before they're called to testify. The trial is expected to last about 2 weeks. Another murder trial also got underway today into a 2022 shooting death on Hodder Avenue. Thunder Bay police identified the victim as 29-year-old Adrian Richardson. The court heard today that he died from a single gunshot wound. 25-year-old Talik Ricketts from Brampton was one of 4 men charged in the homicide. 2 of them have since pleaded guilty to manslaughter. Ricketts, though, is pleading not guilty to second-degree murder. The jury trial is expected to last about 3 weeks. The full details can be found on tvnewswatch.com. The demolition of Victoriaville and subsequent reopening of Victoria Avenue is getting closer. 3 bids were submitted for the work, including one that's within the proposed $18 million budget. City engineers are now reviewing the submissions and hope the successful contractor will start by early June. Jaden Billick reports.
The reimagined Victoriaville project will see the 45-year-old roof on the mall removed, followed by the reopening of Victoria Avenue to vehicles and Syndicate Avenue to pedestrians. Information about the 3 bids was recently made public. Finway Contracting offered to carry out the big project for $20.8 million. Another bid by LH North was twice as high, and a bid from M-Builds was rejected because it didn't meet the requirements.
So the city will be reviewing the tender submissions now and then hoping to announce a successful contractor over the next week or so.
City Engineering Manager Aaron Ward says Finway's price tag includes GST, which the city can get back, to bring the price tag down to $18.4 million. That figure is within the city's budgeted amount, allowing the project to move ahead.
So construction will start again this summer. and by October of 2026, construction needs to be complete in terms of Victoria Avenue being open to traffic again and the storefronts being accessible. The overall completion date for the entire project is actually June of 2027, and that's for the streetscape components, the landscaping, the interlock, the benches, and the landscaping works as well.
It's been over 6 years since the launch of the Reimagine Victoria project, and the option to fully tear down the facility rather than renovate and repair it was much more cost-effective. Ward and his team are appreciative for the public's patience while they work through this complex and lengthy process, and they're excited to see the demolition finally begin.
So we expect probably 2 to 3 months after the contractor gets started until the mall will remain open and close after that. And in addition, we're building 2 public plazas either side of the street for community events, for food trucks, for markets to take place. So it'll be a great project to help revitalize the downtown core.
Ward is reminding the public that all of the businesses inside the mall will still be open during construction, and a new Get Involved page for the construction phase will be available online. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
A Thunder Bay rock band has chosen Victoriaville for their latest music video. Lakeside District decided to shoot their video at that sentimental location as a final tribute to the facility before it's demolished. Emma Chilton has that story.
It's alright, but will it make it better?
With Victoriaville Mall soon to become just a memory, the band Lakeside District took advantage of the empty space to film the music video for their song, Nobody Knows Me. The song's lyrics are not about Victoriaville Mall specifically, but the band's lead singer, Adam Little, says it's a nice memento to film the music video there.
It's cool. I haven't been in here in a while. Pretty nostalgic. Definitely was a unique kind of building to do it in. When I got in contact with our videographer, Chad, he's bouncing ideas back and forth, and he said the song would look cool in a mall. And I was like, Victoriaville Mall? And the timing kind of lined up because it's no longer going to be here, so.
The music video will now become part of Thunder Bay's history, marking the end of a 45-year era for Victoriaville. Lakeside District bassist Chris Massaro says the title of the song really suits the end of the mall.
The song's called Nobody Knows Me, and then, clock down a few decades here, nobody's going to know this mall anymore, and it's kind of like, yeah, you get to see it for one last time. It's kind of cool.
Members of the band are hoping the sentimental, professionally shot video will help get their name out there around Thunder Bay a little bit more as they strive to take their musical careers to the next level.
We're a local band. We've been doing this about maybe 5 years as Lakeside District. Me and Lance kind of originally started it. We used to do like cover bands and tribute acts and stuff like that. But we wanted to write our own music, and that's kind of where Lakeside District came from.
The video will be released on May 1st, at which point it will be posted on the band's YouTube channel and social media pages. Emma Chilton, TBT News.
There'll be a lot of people who are excited to see that for sure. Well, a 54-year-old Thunder Bay man has been charged for allegedly launching a firework at a police drone that was being used to look for a missing person. Police say the man expressed concern about the drone to an officer on Sunday and was told why it was being used. Nonetheless, they allege that the man set up, ignited, and launched the firework at the aircraft. Fortunately, the operator was able to take evasive action to avoid damage. The accused has been released with a future court date. Thunder Bay Police note there are no legal restrictions to prevent drones from flying over private property, and interfering with a police drone, particularly during an investigation, poses a serious risk to the public. A Thunder Bay company has had its home construction license suspended. Tilka DKI has been informed by the Home Construction Regulatory Authority that it's prohibited from any new home building activity after the company allegedly failed to meet its licensing requirements. According to the HRCA, Tilka parted ways with a former director and officer last year who held 7 core competencies in areas like building codes and construction technology. The company was ordered to complete mandatory courses in those areas, but that didn't happen. The agency says the immediate license suspension was imposed to protect the public. Tilka director Jared Zeroth declined to be interviewed today, but he says the company believes it does hold those 7 core competencies, and its lawyers have filed an appeal. The new bishop with the Thunder Bay Catholic Diocese is expressing sadness and remembering the achievements of Pope Francis, who passed away at the Vatican yesterday morning. Bishop Alan Campo says the 88-year-old pontiff's failing health was well known for months, but the news of his passing on Easter Monday still hit hard for local Catholics and others here in Thunder Bay.
So there are a lot of sad hearts, of course, but grateful hearts for all that he has been for the Church over his 12 years of papacy.
Campo notes the Pope Francis served the Catholic Church honorably since he assumed the role in 2013. Here in Canada, Francis will be remembered for his historic visit in 2022 when he apologized to Indigenous peoples for the role of the Catholic Church in the Indian residential school system. Campo says he'll never forget that apology or the Pope's plea for forgiveness.
Pope Francis kneeling down and begging forgiveness in the name of the Church, in the name of those people who were the abusers, to the victims and the residents at residential schools. Not a fun thing to do, no matter when we say we're sorry. It's never fun. It's always painful, and it comes right from the heart. So his message, his genuine effort, has to be taken seriously and honored as genuine regret.
The federal election is now just 6 days away, and if you're still deciding who to vote for or just want to hear more from the candidates running in the Thunder Bay area, stay tuned to CKPR Thunder Bay after this evening's news hour. At 7 p.m., we'll air Issues and Answers, Thunder Bay Rainy River, featuring interviews with the 4 candidates in that riding whose parties held a seat in the House of Commons when Parliament was dissolved. Then, after tomorrow's news hour, you can see Issues and Answers Thunder Bay Superior North, which features 3 of the top candidates in that race. The 2 shows will then re-air back-to-back on Thursday evening, starting at 7 o'clock on Global Thunder Bay. They'll also be available online on tbnewswatch.com. All right, well, Haley, you were a part of that show with me, but right now you are here to tell us the weather, and a pretty good day today, reaching double digits.
Yeah, I think today is a great day to reach double digits because it is Earth Day. So Earth was showing off a little bit for us here in Thunder Bay by getting us to reach double digits at around 1 in the afternoon today. And I have to say that it's still slightly below seasonal. A seasonal high around this time of year is around 12 degrees, but that's pretty close. And we did have some sun in the morning, so that was quite enjoyable as a lot of us started our day. It did get cloudier as the day went on, so majority of the day was mostly cloudy, but not too bad. Winds started pretty calm from the west, then they shifted east-southeast in the afternoon, so they picked up slightly, but nothing too drastic. Overnight last night, we did go below seasonal with a low of -4. That was ranging between 2 a.m. and 7 a.m., but wind chills were not too drastic. Now, for today, one thing that we were kind of keeping our eye on was a precipitation system from the west that was going to be moving up and into our region. Now, it hasn't spread too far quite yet. Majority of the area that it was focused on so far has been Fort Francis and just a brief shower in the Kenora area. There are some other areas, though, coming up that could be affected. Of course, Dryden, Atikokan are kind of in that line of rain as well. But as you can see right now, Fort Francis, they're seeing some rain. It has been heavy at times, and that has significantly affected their temperature today. So they did see a high of 11 degrees around noon today, but now they're only at 5 degrees. Kenora, like I mentioned earlier, did have a brief pop-up shower around 3 in the afternoon, but they still had a high of 11 now at 10. 10 is kind of the trend for many areas of the region, including ourselves here in Thunder Bay today, but a few people did hit seasonal in the areas of Dryden and Sioux Lookout, so that's nice to see for them today, of course. Now, for majority of the areas, it was mostly cloudy. Red Lake in particular was mostly cloudy. They didn't see any showers, but they are only at 8 degrees, and that's about as warm as it's gotten so far today for them. Now, areas to the east, they saw a significantly cooler day in the sense that they were nowhere near reaching double digits, as a high of just 6 in Greenstone and Wawa in particular, seeing some winds off of the lake, making them a little cooler. And Marathon and Sault Ste. Marie did get to highs of 8, so cooler but not too bad, and once again, either mostly cloudy or a mix of sun and cloud. Now for tonight in Thunder Bay, we could be seeing some of that rain coming our way. It'll be a mainly cloudy night to start with a 70% chance of rain showers, and as we get close to our overnight low of 1, it does change to a 70% chance of showers or flurries. Hopefully we'll stay above that freezing mark though, and we can avoid the flurries and just get some showers. Although, Ryan, we may avoid the flurries, it is looking like some showers are expected at some point throughout the week, and so I'll have more details on that a little bit later.
Okay.